Welcome to the lab. You eat well. You always have. Vegetables, whole grains, fish when you can get it. You do not overeat. You stay active. And yet, your muscles feel softer than they did 10 years ago. Your grip is weaker. Recovery from any physical exertion takes longer. And when you mention this to your doctor, they told you it was just aging. It is not just aging. It is a protein problem. And the frustrating part is that millions of people over 60 are eating what they genuinely believe is a healthy, adequate diet, while unknowingly consuming less than half the protein their muscles actually need. Today we are going to fix that. We are going to go through the real number, not the outdated government guideline that was designed for 30-year-olds, then the science of why protein after 60 works differently, then the 7 specific food strategies that will get your muscles what they need without overhauling your entire diet. Put your notepad away. I have prepared a free PDF cheat sheet with all the numbers, all the food sources, and the daily timing protocol. It is linked in the video description below, or simply screenshot the reference tables shown later. Either way, watch the full explanations first. The numbers without the context will not serve you. Before we go into the numbers, I want to ask you something. In the last year or two, have you noticed any of these? Muscles that tire faster than they used to. Grip strength that has decreased. Jars are harder to open. Carrying bags feels different. Or a physical recovery time after a walk, a garden session, or a trip that seems longer than it should be. Maybe all three. Write it in the comments. One sentence. Because one of the things that makes this topic difficult is that these changes are gradual. People adapt to them and stop expecting things to be different. Your observation right now might be the most honest health data you have. Here's the problem, and it has 2 layers. The standard dietary guideline for protein, the recommended dietary allowance, or RDA, is 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. That guideline was set decades ago. It was designed to prevent deficiency in healthy young adults. It was never validated for preserving muscle mass in older adults. What changes after 60 is a physiological process called anabolic resistance, anabolic resistance. It means that the muscle-building signal your body gets from eating protein becomes significantly weaker. A younger person eating 30 grams of protein in a meal will trigger a robust muscle protein synthesis response. An older person eating the same 30 grams gets a noticeably smaller response from the same amount. The biological machinery is still there. It just needs a stronger signal to activate. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition and supported by multiple consensus statements from the International Osteoporosis Foundation and the European Society for Clinical and Economic Aspects of Osteoporosis has consistently found that older adults require between 1.2 and 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day to maintain muscle mass. That is 50 to 100% more than the standard RDA. A 75 kilogram person needs between 90 and 120 grams of protein daily. Most older adults eating a conventional Western diet consume between 40 and 50 grams. That gap is where sarcopenia begins. So let us make this practical and personal. The evidence-based target for adults over 60 who want to preserve muscle is 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. If you are also doing any resistance or strength exercise, even light chair-based movements, the upper end of that range is appropriate. Here is how to calculate your personal target. Take your weight in kilograms. If you only know your weight in pounds, divide it by 2.2. Multiply by 1.2 for a minimum target. Multiply by 1.6 for the optimal target if you are active. Some examples. If you weigh 65 kilograms, approximately 143 pounds, your minimum daily protein is 78 grams, and your active target is 104 grams. If you weigh 75 kilograms, approximately 165 pounds, minimum is 90 grams, active target is 120 grams. If you weigh 85 kilograms, approximately 187 pounds, minimum is 102 grams, active target is 136 grams. Now here is the part most people skip. It is not just the daily total that matters. Because of anabolic resistance, research from the University of Texas Medical Branch found that older adults need at least 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein per meal to trigger meaningful muscle protein synthesis. One large protein meal per day will not compensate for low protein at the other two. Distribution across the day, morning, midday, and evening is as important as the total. Not all protein is equal. And this is where many people make their second mistake. Within protein, there is a specific amino acid called leucine, that acts as the primary trigger for muscle protein synthesis. Think of leucine as the key that turns on the muscle-building engine. Without enough leucine in a meal, the engine does not start, regardless of how much total protein you consumed. Research from the University of Illinois and Maastricht University found that older adults need approximately 2.5 to 3 grams of leucine per meal to trigger a meaningful muscle-building response, compared to approximately 1.7 grams needed in younger adults. That threshold is higher in older adults because of anabolic resistance. Here is what that means practically. 100 grams of chicken breast contains approximately 2.3 grams of leucine, close to threshold but not quite there for an older adult. 100 grams of tuna contains approximately 2.8 grams, above threshold. 3 large eggs contain approximately 1.9 grams, below threshold on their own. This is why combining protein sources in a meal is such an effective strategy. The protein sources richest in leucine per gram are whey protein, followed by canned tuna and salmon, chicken and turkey breast, cottage cheese and Greek yogurt, eggs, lean beef, and then legumes such as lentils and edamame, which have lower leucine per gram but can reach threshold with adequate portion size. The practical rule: aim for at least 2 distinct high-quality protein sources at every main meal. Timing. This is the intervention most people never try, and it makes a measurable difference. Most older adults eat a light breakfast: toast, cereal, fruit, typically less than 10 grams of protein, then a moderate lunch, then a larger dinner where most of the day's protein is concentrated. This pattern means the muscles go from roughly 7 in the evening until noon, or 1 the following day, 18 hours, without receiving a meaningful protein stimulus for synthesis. During those 18 hours, the body is not preserving muscle, it is borrowing from it. The intervention is straightforward. Include 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at breakfast, not instead of the lighter foods you enjoy, but alongside them or replacing the lowest protein components. Practical breakfast options: 2 large eggs scrambled with 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt stirred in, approximately 20 grams, combined with 100 grams of smoked salmon or 1 slice of lean turkey, reaches 28 to 30 grams total. Or a 200-gram serving of plain Greek yogurt combined with 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds and a small handful of almonds, approximately 30 grams. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition found that evenly distributing protein across 3 meals was significantly more effective at supporting muscle protein synthesis over 24 hours than the skewed pattern most people follow, even when the total daily protein was identical, same amount, different timing, measurably different outcome. A question that comes up constantly: what if you eat mostly plant-based? Can you still meet your protein targets? The answer is yes, but it requires understanding 2 specific limitations. Plant proteins are generally lower in leucine per gram than animal proteins, and they often have a lower digestibility score. A gram of protein from lentils delivers less usable leucine to your muscles than a gram of protein from fish. This means 2 adjustments are needed. First, the total quantity needs to be higher. Second, specific plant proteins are significantly better than others. The plant proteins highest in leucine and digestibility are soy, edamame, tofu, and tempeh, then hemp seeds, then pea protein, then quinoa. The practical strategy for plant-based older adults includes soy at least once per day, use hemp seeds regularly, combine legumes with grains in the same meal, and consider whether a pea or soy protein supplement might be the most efficient way to close the gap. Before we get to the practical daily plan, I need to address the concern I know you are thinking about: will this much protein damage my kidneys? This is one of the most persistent and most misunderstood concerns in nutrition for older adults, and the evidence on it is much more nuanced than most people have been told. The concern about high protein and kidney damage originated from studies of patients who already had chronic kidney disease. In people with established kidney disease, high protein intake does increase the workload on damaged kidneys and is not appropriate. That is real and important. However, in people with normal kidney function, the evidence for protein intake at the levels we are discussing causing kidney damage does not exist. A comprehensive review published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition concluded that there is no credible evidence that dietary protein intakes up to 2.8 grams per kilogram per day cause kidney damage in healthy adults with normal kidney function. The practical guidance: if you have been diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, stages 3, 4, or 5, work with your nephrologist before increasing protein. If your kidneys are functioning normally and your last blood tests showed normal creatinine and normal glomerular filtration rate, GFR, then the evidence does not support avoiding higher protein intake. If you are uncertain, ask your doctor for a basic metabolic panel at your next visit. 7 practical strategies. Strategy 1. Anchor protein at breakfast. Choose one morning option that delivers at least 25 grams. This closes the overnight protein gap. Strategy 2. The double protein lunch. Whatever you currently eat at lunch, add one deliberate protein addition. A tin of tuna alongside your salad. A palm-sized piece of chicken alongside your soup. A hard-boiled egg alongside whatever else is on the plate. Strategy 3. Eat your protein first. At every meal, consume your protein source before starting the carbohydrate portions. This ensures you do not fill up on lower protein foods before reaching your protein target. Strategy 4. The pre-bed protein option. Research from Maastricht University has found that consuming 28 to 40 grams of casein protein, found in cottage cheese, within 30 minutes of sleep significantly increases overnight muscle protein synthesis. Strategy 5. Use Greek yogurt as a protein vehicle. Plain Greek yogurt typically contains 15 to 19 grams of protein per 200 gram serving. Use it as a base. Stir in hemp seeds, add almond butter, serve alongside smoked fish. Strategy 6. Keep tinned fish in the house. Canned tuna, salmon, mackerel, and sardines contain 25 to 30 grams of protein per tin. No cooking required. Strategy 7. If the volume of food needed to hit your targets feels overwhelming, consider a single daily protein supplement. Whey protein has the highest leucine concentration of any protein source. 25 grams of whey protein powder stirred into water, milk, or yogurt closes the gap efficiently. Pea protein is the most effective plant-based alternative. One number to carry with you: 1.2 grams per kilogram per day, split across 3 meals. And the first meal of the day is where most people need to start. Grab your free PDF or screenshot the reference tables and subscribe for more lab science. Stay strong, stay safe.